Hey, welcome to Grillin' and Chillin' with Coleman. And actually, this week I'm at one of my favorite locations. So I took a trip to Atlanta and I got to visit one of my favorite barbecue stores. And if you guys haven't heard of it, it's called the Atlanta Grill Company. Now, these are the folks that I bought my Kamado Joe from. Man, and I love that thing. And every time I get to take a trip to Atlanta, I come here to the Atlanta Grill store and I just load up. I always bring an extra bag because I never know what I'm going to pick up when I come here. But they've got everything from barbecue grills to spices to accessories. And what I want to do today is we're going to go inside and I'm going to show you my 3 favorite accessories for my Kamado Joe. And I'm also going to show you my 3 favorite spices. And I can get it all here, so we're going to walk through here, go inside. I've already got permission to go inside and do a little filming. So let's go inside. Alright, so this is the Kamado Joe aisle. As you can see behind me, they got just about every accessory that you can imagine here at Atlanta Grill Company. I picked up my grill here and I actually had it shipped to me in Texas where I live, and they shipped it direct from here. They packaged it up real nice, had it delivered, had a forklift take it off the truck. Problem is the thing weighs about 400 pounds and I had to get a couple buddies of mine out to help me take it and put it onto the deck. So let's take a look at my 3 favorite accessories for my Kamado Joe. And number 1 is right here behind me. Let me set you up here on the shelf. So my number 1 accessory that I like for my Kamado Joe is this cast iron half moon. Now this thing has got the grill marks on one side and the other side it's nice and smooth. Takes up about half of my Kamado Joe. And if you guys have watched my perfect steak video, this is what I sear my steaks on. So once I get them and I put them on low and slow and get them up to the temperature that I want, then I get my Kamado smoking hot, put it over here on the cast iron griddle, and this is what I use to sear to put those grill marks on here. So if you look here, the price they have it is $69.99, and they've got them all in stock for the Big Joe, which mine's a Big Joe. They've got them for the Big Joe, they've got them for the Classic, they got them for the Junior. So that's my number 1 accessory that I use on my grill is my half moon cast iron griddle. So let's go on to number 2. Alright, so this is my number 2 favorite accessory I bought. This is actually the first accessory that I bought for my Kamado Joe, and it's the Kick Ash basket. Now this basket replaces that bottom cast iron grate that you have on the bottom of your Kamado Joe. You take it out completely, you set this down in the bottom of your Kamado Joe, and you put all your lump charcoal in here. When it comes time to cook it, you just grab hold of the sides, shake it real good, and it drops all that dust and ash down out of it and gives you a fresh basket of charcoal that you can use and start for your next fire. So great accessory. Now some of these, matter of fact, the Kamado Joe brand, which I have to be honest, that's the one I have is the Kamado Joe brand, but they're out of it. They don't have them in stock. They're so popular. It actually has a divider that you can put in. So if you've seen some of my videos where I'm using the rotisserie and I've got all those coals banked to the back, I'm using that Kamado Joe basket, which has the divider right through the middle of it, so I can bank those coals on one side. So accessory number 2 is the Kick Ash basket or the Kamado Joe basket. This is I think these sell for about $100 for the Big Joe, and they go down from there. So again, number 2. Let's move on to number 3. Alright, so here we are at my number 3 favorite accessory. And this is actually one that I got for my birthday this year from my honey. She loves me so much, she asked me, says, what do you want for your birthday? And I told her, I want a rotisserie. Now what is a rotisserie? Well, let me pick you up, let's take a look. So the rotisserie is a rotisserie for your Kamado Joe. Comes with a big ring that goes around the outside, has a motor that sits off to the side, a couple forks, the spear, and I have mine for the Big Joe, and it came with 4 forks, and it looked like this one does as well. So you can see the spear that runs through, you plug it in, and it just rotates that meat. So this past weekend, I made some rotisserie chicken, and I put it on my Kamado Joe. And I just talked about the Kick-Ash basket, or the Kamado Joe basket, and down here you can see one. See this divider? That's the divider that I use. So I bank all my coals to the back, put my chicken or whatever I'm cooking right up here on top, and then rotate it right at 350 degrees and get that nice rotisserie chicken. Another thing I love cooking on mine is Fireball pineapple. So if you've never had Fireball pineapple, I posted it on my Facebook page. Take a look at it there. You'll be able to see it. But this is my number 3 favorite accessory for my Kamado Joe, and that is the Jotisserie. But how much is it? How much is the Jotisserie? For the Big Joe, it ranges right at, $220. And let's go check. Let's go check. See, this store is huge. Let's go on a little walk. So the Jotisserie for the Big Joe is $219. If you have the classic, it's $184. And I don't see one here for the Little Joe. So you're looking right at $219 for the Jotisserie for the Big Joe. But it is one of the best accessories you'll have. So just in review, my number 1 accessory that I love is my cast iron Half Moon. My second favorite accessory that I love for mine is my Kamado Joe basket with a divider. And my third favorite accessory for my Kamado Joe is my Jotisserie that I just showed you. So those are my 3 favorite. Now let's go over to their spice aisle. They got a huge spice aisle here that has rubs and sauces and spices and marinades and everything you can imagine. So I'm going to go over there. We're going to talk about my 3 favorite rubs and what I love to use them on. So stay tuned. Let's go over. Alright, so we're here in the spice aisle. Let me take a spin around. Look at this thing. Man, there is so many spices and rubs. And this stuff is all for barbecue. But let's talk about my number 1 favorite seasoning that I use. And I use it on probably 90% of the things that I cook. If you watch my recent steak video, I actually used it in that video. And it's called Killer Hogs AP seasoning. Killer Hogs AP seasoning. It's a salt, pepper, and garlic mix. Now there's a guy on YouTube that has a channel. His name is Malcolm Reed. Okay, if you haven't followed him, you need to follow him. It's the name of his channel is How to Barbecue Right, and he's the one that makes this rub. And he started off on YouTube, made his rub, and now he sells it here at Atlanta Barbecue. But this is my number 1 seasoning. I use it on eggs. I use it on steak. I use it on chicken. I use it on just about everything. But I love that stuff. I use this. Almost every day. Matter of fact, the reason I came to the store today is so I can pick up another couple bottles of this stuff because I'm just about out. The price on it here is $12.99 per bottle. That's a heck of a lot cheaper than it is on Amazon. So that's my number 1 favorite rub that I use. But take a look at his stuff. He has AP seasoning, Killer Hogs the barbecue rub, hot barbecue rub, Texas brisket. So he's got 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spices that he sells and that he makes. Haven't tried the other one, but I'm probably going to pick up his brisket rub today and try it on a brisket to see how it works out. So let's move on to my second favorite spice that I use. Alright, so now we're here at my second favorite spice. And this is a company that I've recommended before, and it's a company out of Texas. And it's called Meat Church Barbecue. And they've got some cool spices that they use. And I'm going to show you them on the rub. They got some Honey Hot Barbecue, Honey Hot Fiesta, D's Nuts, the Gospel, Bacon Barbecue, Honey Bacon, the Voodoo Seasoning. But my favorite one that I use is this Honey Bacon Barbecue, like this one. And I actually buy that in a big bag, and I save my bottle and I just refill my bottle. So here their price is $12.99, and it's a Honey Bacon Barbecue. And what do I use this on? I use it on my pork. So I use it on both my pulled pork, and I use it on my baby back ribs. It is an amazing rub. Gives it a sweet, savory flavor, but it is some great stuff. But also, another one of their popular ones is called their Voodoo. Holy Voodoo. Okay, this is a Cajun seasoning. If you like Cajun stuff, this is a great seasoning for that. It's really good on shrimp and chicken. Oh, it's amazing on chicken wings. So you ought to try that stuff on some chicken wings. But the honey bacon barbecue is one of my favorite. And when I'm doing my ribs, I'll put a first coating of the honey bacon barbecue on there, and then I'll follow up with the honey hot just a little bit to give my ribs a little bit of a bite. Now, when I'm cooking for a bunch of sissies, I don't put it on there because I can't stand the heat. But when I'm making them for myself or for my wife, we like a little bite to our pork, so I'll put a little bit of the honey hot on there. So that's my second favorite spice that I use, and that is the honey bacon barbecue by Meat Church. All right, so 2 down, 1 to go. So now I'm going to show you my favorite rub that I use for chicken. So this is one that I use when I grill my rotisserie chicken. I also love to put this stuff on wings. It's amazing. And it's made by Suckle Busters, and it's called Clucker Dust Chicken Rub. This stuff is really good. I made some rotisserie chicken this last week, and I used this for the first time, and my wife told me it's the best chicken that she's ever had. It was amazing. We had several friends over, and they loved it. So I'm going to be picking up a couple more bottles of this for my collection. So those are my 3 favorite rubs. It was the Killer Hogs AP seasoning. We had the Meat Church Meat Bacon Barbecue, and now the Suckle Busters Chicken Rub. So those are my 3 favorite rubs from Atlanta Grill Company. All right, so that was my 3 favorite accessories for my Kamado Joe and my 3 favorite spices from Atlanta Grill Company. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you spending the day with me when I'm out here in Atlanta. Hey, and y'all go grill something.